Okay, y'all. So let's get to our final topic and let's get into this drag race news. No, I want to end on a positive note because with everything else going on with that whole Venus story, I was like, we need a palate cleanser. So whenever it comes down to it on Drag Race, the girls, they care about, like, the big thing with them is from the time you get on the show to the time you're off the show. How many Instagram followers can these queens accumulate? Well, shout out to Out.com, who managed to gather how many people have been following a lot of the queens, you know, now that Drag Race is been, we found out who our winner was about a week ago because, yeah, today's Friday, so it's been a week. So RuPaul Drag Race Season 17 had it all. Fierce competitors, sickening looks, hilarious memes, a diverse cast of queens from across the United States, and an exciting finale that crowned a queen who proved that it do take nerve. So now, as the Drag Race Queendom takes over the world and introduces fans to LGBTQ plus talent in all of its forms with the charisma, uniqueness, nerve, and talent, it became harder than ever for queens to really stand out among fans. On the other hand, the challenge presents itself as an opportunity for queens to build upon their talent, charisma, nerve, and talent. Wait, why they put talent, charisma? I think they meant charisma. Y'all done messed up the thing out. Well, funny enough, I was ad-libbing when I was reading the article too. So anyway, so it says that over the years, Drag Race legends like Trixie Mattel, Bob the Drag Queen, Plastic Tiara, Bianca Del Rio, Jinx Monsoon, Katya, Sasha Colby, Monet Exchange, Alaska, Nymphia Wynn, Shea Coulee, Violet Chachki, Adora Delano, Simone Ye, Sasha Velour, Valentina, Trinity the Tuck, Gottmik, Kimchi, and Alyssa Edwards, among others, have proven that the real race starts after the show. So, despite concern over Drag Race fatigue, fans are still interested in meeting new queens, falling in love with them, and understanding different perspectives in the art form of drag. Now, comparing the following that these queens had prior to the Meet the Queens cast announcement and after Drag Race Season 17's finale paints a clear picture that the engagement level within the franchise is very much alive and well. And you want to know something? I'm glad y'all did the math because ain't nobody got time for that. So, let's start because there was 14 queens this season. So let's start with Lana Jarrett. So Lana Jarrett comes in at number 14 with an 147% growth. So statistically, Lana Jarrett grew less on Instagram than her season 17 sisters, of course. And but some people say it's because she's black, because she already had the biggest following prior to the show. Now, before being introduced on Meet the Queens, Lana already had 52,100 IG followers. As of Monday, April 21st, 3 days after the grand finale, Lana's growth of 147% currently amounts to 128,500 IG fans. Now, coming in at number 13 would be Crystal Envy with a 160% growth. Now, Crystal was crowned Miss Congeniality of the season after being voted by her Drag Race sisters to win the title. Much like Lana, Crystal had a pretty large audience with 41,400 followers before she was even introduced in the Meet the Queen segment. After the finale weekend, Crystal's Instagram following grew to 107,700 fans, a 160% increase. So good for her. Okay, now coming in at number 12, we have Lucky Stars with 294% growth, saying the creative powerhouse known as Lucky Stars might have had a shorter run on Drag Race than a lot of the fans expected because she was the pork chop of the season. But her overall increase on Instagram followers proved that the fans are living for this shapeshifter. Lucky had 24,900 IG followers in the preseason. After her run on the show, the Miami, Florida Queen is at 98,000 fans and should cross the coveted 100K any day now. And I will also point this out. I like Lucky Stars, and I'm gonna probably be a little biased with it, but because she follows me on Instagram, that's why I'm also a fan of hers too. It's like out of all the people that I tagged and I posted their pictures from the Drag Race premiere, she's the only one that I know so far that has followed me on IG. Okay, so now let's see who's coming in at number 11. None other than Joella, Ella, AAA. So on one and only Slasian diva of Los Angeles, she grew 346% throughout Drag Race season 17. She started this journey with 11,700 followers and ended it with an Instagram following of 52,200 people. And I wonder if she had that big number because of she was a Katy Perry stan, and she's appeared in a lot of photos and things, and on stage with Katy Perry. So I'm wondering if it was because the Katy Cat started following her. Okay, so now coming in at number 10 is everyone's favorite queen, Ariete. I know, was that shady? No, just fees. Fees. Okay, so now even though Ariette is one of the most followed drag queens from season 17, she had a much bigger reach on social media than most of the other queens, thus resulting in a lower growth percentage within her audience. Before season 17, Ariette had 26,300 followers on IG. As of Monday, April 21st, she now has 151,400 fans on the social network. Okay, so now coming in at number 9 is everyone's favorite emotion, sadness, aka Hormona Lisa. Now, despite going home early, Hormona Lisa went viral quite a few times throughout her Drag Race run and grew 548% in terms of Instagram following. Chattanooga's Pastel Princess had 12,600 followers before season 17's Meet the Queens and is now reaching as much as 81,600 people on the social network. So, congratulations, sis, on your 568% growth. Now y'all better start taking y'all memory pills because coming in at number 8 is none other than Acacia Forgot with a 694% growth. So now with an overall growth of 694%, Acacia Forgot had 6,700 followers. So we'll just put it that way. Prior to Drag Race and walked out of the competition with 53,200 IG fans. All right, now coming in at number 7 is everyone's favorite cameo queen, the one and only Corey King. Or should we call her Corey 2? Now, Corey King's run on Drag Race took her from 17,800 followers before the Meet the Queens introduction to a total of 157,000 IG followers out of the season 17 finale weekend. This means that Corey grew 783% during this period. Now coming in at, let's see, who else? Okay, so now coming in at 6th place is one of our top 4 queens, and that would be none other than Sam Starr. So she has a 865% growth. They're saying that Drag Race season 17 finalist Sam Starr also went from a smaller audience with 13,000 followers to a massive Instagram reach with 125,500 followers over the course of the competition. Now, crunching those numbers, Sam's total growth on IG adds up to 865%. Well, good for her. Okay. She looks good, though. But she always never takes a bad picture. Now, coming in at number 5 is another top 4 queen, and that would be none other than Miss Lexi Love with 1,144% growth. So these days, everybody's saying Lexi Love, and we're living for it. The Drag Race finalists went from a very significant preseason following of 17,400 to a total of 216,500 as of Monday, April 21st. Now, despite growing 1,144% while competing on season 17, it still feels like this is just the beginning of the rest of your life of a very long and very iconic career for Ms. Lexi. She is giving superstar for sure. Now, coming in at number 4 is another top 4 queen, but I should probably say top 2 because, oh wait, I've closed my window. Hold on. And I was on the roll too. I was like, I messed that up. Please don't. Is none other than Miss Jewel Sparkles. So she put the ding on everything. Drag Race Season 17 runner-up Jules Sparkles went from 16,900 IG followers prior to her Meet the Queens introduction to a grand total of 228,900 followers 3 days after the finale. Now, those numbers have Jules ranking in 4th place on this list of a growth of 1,254% on Instagram. Now, we're getting down to the top 3, which is awesome, and it's none other than Corey's other half, Lydia Butthole Collins, with a 1,283% growth. So Lydia Butthole Collins grew 1,283% over the course of season 17, going from 11,500 followers before being announced as a cast member to 159,000 as of this writing. The Boogie Wonderland diva herself, who is currently presiding as the First Lady of the Corey Kingdom, had an incredible showing on Drag Race, and the numbers, like Shakira's hips, don't lie. Now, coming in at number 2, this might shock everybody, but it's our Drag Race Season 17 winner, baby, On Your Nerve. Now, the iconic, lovable, and talented winner of Drag Race Season 17 went from having 5,800 followers to a new postseason total of 167,000 followers. That is a growth of 2,791% for On Your Nerve on Instagram, which is really remarkable. Now, to put things in context, Anya's IG reach grew more than both winners for the past 2 seasons of the flagship Drag Race series. And of course, y'all should probably know who number 1 is, since I ain't said a name yet. Say her name, say her name. All right, so, and it's none other than the one who everybody thought was going to actually win the season. Susie 2 is number 1 with a 3,188% growth. So Susie 2's following grew 3,188% over the course of season 17. Not only did Susie grow more than any of her season 17 co-stars, but she also outperformed every single queen's Instagram growth within the season 16 cast. So it kind of makes me wonder if all of that, everybody online about she's delusional, all that was fakeness. Y'all probably was out here, those same ones that was out here throwing the hate was probably out here following her. Now, specifically, the polarizing Plain Jane grew 2,822% on Instagram, a percentage that Susie has certainly beat. Prior to the Meet the Queens cast announcement on Drag Race Season 17, Susie had 5,600 followers. She was literally the lowest number of followers out of the entire cast. As of Monday, April 11th, the newly crowned queen of She Done Already Done Had Herses had reached 184,100 followers. So, there you have it. Now, the question remains for y'all. Are y'all following all these queens that I mentioned? And who are your favorites? Who are you not? Well, I guess at this point, the show's already over, so it don't matter who are and aren't, excuse me, your favorites and things of that nature. So, yeah, I definitely want to hear from y'all. So, let me know what your thoughts are on this story in the comments down below.